In today's episode of Manabonded, Josh admits to cheating at Settlers of Catan. I know that makes me a horrible person and the kind of person that nobody wants to play against. I don't care. Nate's journalism career gets off to a strong start.
We need a photo of the mutated SpongeBob. They never look right.
And Zack has a transcendent experience.
I feel the exact same way as what the Falling Flower Pot said.
Hello everyone and welcome to Manabonded, the Magic the Gathering advice show currently melting in the summer sun. My name is Josh, your host, and I'm joined by my two co-hosts, Nate and Zack. Say hey, guys.
Hey guys, sorry, it's a little bit smoky out here right now, so gotta stay inside a little bit more.
It's too smoky, I can't hear you.
Yeah, no, I saw that photo you posted, Nate, in our Discord.
Yeah.
It's rough out there, man. There's like, what is it? I think I counted 8 fires pouring smoke in your general direction.
I have another
Ooh,
picture that I had sent to a friend where it was about all the fires going around, and it's almost a ring of fire around us.
That's crazy.
Roll
Yeah,
credits.
for those of you who may not live up in the western United States, we are currently experiencing the same thing we do every summer that we call fire season. Basically, anytime from June to September, generally, sometimes October if it goes late, the entire western U.S. catches fire. And depending on what catches fire that year, the smoke gets pretty bad. So it's been a little rough out here. We've had some hazy days, but nothing like you guys have been having. It looks bad over there.
Yeah. Sunday
Yeah,
we
it's
had
not good.
fog.
Right, yeah, that's what I heard. It was like, so air quality is generally measured on like a parts per million of like, things that are bad for you, right? And what was it? Like, typically they'll issue a warning if you go to about 100 ppm, parts per million. And this last week, your guys' area got up to 500 parts per million.
Hell yeah.
It was...
Yeah. We died
Yeah,
outside.
I think one of the towns next to us literally had the worst air quality in the nation. Like a few days ago.
I believe it, dude. Which is a title Salt Lake City is sad to lose.
Just wait for the Great Salt Lake to evaporate, and then your air quality will become literally poisonous. So
Exactly. Yeah, no. Fire season is a tough one, especially for all the homies with asthma and all the other lung conditions that make breathing in all the smoke air just even worse. So
yeah, not fun.
Not fun.
it is a tough time. So stay strong out there. Stay indoors if you can. If you have to go outside, just, do what you can to breathe the clean air.
From O'Hare hair air. From the Lorax.
I was going to say whatever the company is in Spaceballs that's doing the canned air.
Oh yeah.
Sucking out all the air from
Spaceballs
the
2
planet.
coming out.
Right, Spaceball 2, the second one or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm so
that sounds
excited.
about
I'm
right.
so excited.
So, speaking of
Looks so
Spaceballs
stupid.
sucking out all the air, it was actually kind of funny that with the Marvels, I did not expect them to rip off Spaceballs in that movie, where they went
Did they really?
Yeah, they went to a planet and they sucked out all the air from the planet to send it back to a different planet because that planet got destroyed and they're trying to fix it.
Wow.
So,
That's
yeah,
amazing.
they literally
I've not
Spaceballed it.
watched the Marvels.
I have not watched it either. I've just watched some videos that talk about it.
Yeah.
Specifically, Pitch Meeting. Love that channel.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
a
know
good
if I've heard
channel.
of them.
Well, you would like it. It's not as good as Manabonded, but it's pretty good.
It's true.
Oh, well, who is?
It's true. I'll find a good one and I'll send it to you.
We are truly the top of the class when it comes to Magic the Gathering advice shows hosted by 3 white dudes in or around their 30s.
Yes.
I think we're pretty up there as far as that sort of niche goes. I'm not going to say the name because I don't care for them, but I recently received a spam email to the podcast account where they were talking about how we had made a random top 100 list Let me see. I'm not going to mention the name of the website because this was thrown together with AI in about 30 seconds by scraping data from other more reputable websites and aggregation services. So this guy gets nothing from us.
Woo.
So he puts the top 100 Magic the Gathering podcasts, right? This like overview of shows devoted to Magic the Gathering cover the game from every angle, breaking down Commander, competitive formats drafting, and new sets. And then it just keeps going and going into this AI slop overview. It's bad. Anyway, number 1 is Command Zone, which sure,
Makes
yeah,
sense.
I guess they can have number 1. Mark Rosewater's podcast is down at number 7.
Interesting.
Which
Okay.
is not too bad. But then, like, we're looking at these. So one of the metrics they have is Apple reviews and like Twitter followers, which is listed for Command Zone as about 3,000 Apple reviews. The next couple don't break 100 if they have Apple reviews at all. So these are just randomly thrown together in a random order. And I know it's a random order that means absolutely nothing because they gave us spot number 56, but they gave Play to Win 75.
That's hilarious. That's
And I'm
so
like, look,
funny.
I'm proud of the podcast we've put together. I think it's fun. I think it's really fun to record. So it's just really cool. But Play to Win, they've had their head in the game for a lot longer than we have.
It's play to win. Like,
It's the Play to Win guys,
Yeah.
man. Like, they are one of the people driving CEDH to popularity lately.
Right.
They're incredible.
They rejected
So putting
us.
them...
Why would we be higher than them?
But we, yeah, we're a small baby podcast.
Oh, no, I forgot. I actually did email Play to Win, didn't
Yeah,
I?
you did.
You did. You
Yeah.
did.
And they're like, not at this time. So,
Yeah, they're like, no, thank you, but keep up the great work. I think
Yeah.
that's what it was. It was really funny.
and
It's very much dad to his son who's like, Dad, check out this cool leaf I found. And they're like, that's a cool leaf, man.
yeah. Well, I'm also sure
It's
they get
very much what it was like.
literally hundreds of emails like that.
Oh, they've got to have an auto response
Yeah.
to this. Like, there's no way they wrote anything out. They just saw that and they're like, not at this time. Thank you. So
First, Howling Salt Mine. The flubber haters themselves decline us. And now, Play to Win.
Play to Win.
Also
Our
declines us.
heroes. Our heroes turned us down. Yeah, no, Howling Salt Mine is actually the spot directly above us.
On the fake thing, yeah.
Yeah, on the fake list. So, it's just a little bit of a shot in the heart. Wait a minute. Hold up. This says our Apple rating is 4 out of 5.
That wouldn't be hard if we
Guys.
had,
Okay.
like, no Apple ratings.
But we have Apple ratings.
Guys,
So now
guys,
I'm
hold up.
wondering who
Hold up.
rated us lower.
I gotta go right now. The ice cream man is outside my house right now.
Go.
I am out of here.
Go. Yo, we only have a single 4-star review on Apple Podcasts. This is kind of sucky.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 4 is good. Like,
A 4-star review. Yeah, no, I'm happy with that. But like,
when
I know for 38 episodes in a row, plus some fun stuff, I have said, if you like what you're listening to, leave us a review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and wherever you're listening.
yeah,
I even say leave reviews on places you don't listen. So
Yeah.
why are we neglecting Apple Podcasts, guys? Please go put some reviews on Apple Podcasts for us.
it's fine. I don't even review stuff that I like, so I don't really expect the listeners to leave reviews if they don't do.
But
like it.
I'll leave a quick 5-star review. It's very simple.
I mean,
you just
I
push the
guess.
button. It's like beep 5 stars.
Yeah. I guess that's true. If you don't have to type anything, it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bad
It's not like I'm
news.
asking everyone.
The ice cream
What's
man
that?
left as I was going out the door.
No,
No!
ice cream.
R.I.P.
I'm so sorry, Zach.
I listened to the little song "Fade Away"
That sucks.
as I
dude.
wallowed in my sadness.
How fast
I don't
was
have
it
cash
going?
on me, but wait, do ice cream trucks do card these days? I
They
feel like they should,
probably-
I don't
right?
know. Probably.
probably
I feel
do
like any
cash now.
self-respecting ice cream truck would. Because who has cash
I-
nowadays?
I grew up in a neighborhood too far away from any park or rich family to bother having an ice cream truck drive through our neighborhood.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I haven't used them much.
I have also always lived too far away. I think the only time I've ever actually gotten ice cream from an ice cream man was when I lived in Colorado, partially because I told the other guys I was with that I'd never got ice cream from an ice cream man. And they're like, we got to do it. Let's go.
That's awesome.
Like, this is my moment.
That's such a fun thing when you're hanging out with the guys and you tell them, like, yeah, I've actually never done this thing that's like semi-common. And all of their responses are, we are doing this right now. Like us with Garrett and Taco Bell.
With Garrett be like, you got to get some Taco Bell, man. You're like 25 and you've never had Taco Bell? What's going on here?
What kind of life have you lived? Yeah.
Either a very privileged life or a very sad one. I can't quite tell. Because there's that sweet middle ground where you have enough money to go out, but not enough money to go to fancy places like Olive Garden. So you go to like Taco Bell and McDonald's a lot, right? That's where I grew up. I grew up on the bottom end of that, where even McDonald's was a treat.
I love your fancy restaurant choice. That is top notch.
Okay, but for real, Olive Garden, I always thought was a fancy restaurant.
Oh, same.
Now, as I'm older, it is not a fancy restaurant.
No, man. Shout out to friend of the show, Tristan. Guy does our wonderful ads. Remember one Sunday where I'm just chilling at home, and he goes, you want to go to Olive Garden?
Nice.
I'll pay for it. I'm like, sure, man. So you guys know, where we live, Olive Garden is about an hour away. So,
minimum.
Yeah. We hop in the car and we drive 45 plus minutes to get to the Olive Garden, eat Olive Garden, hang out for like an hour and a half, and then come back. And then both of us go home. Well, I go home. I parked at his house. So,
that is actually great.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's like, all right, I'll hang out with a bud, get some Olive Garden.
Yeah. All right, so to switch the topic over to Magic, because we are a Magic show, the Hobbit cards continue to be revealed, and we continue to get more and more cards for the set. They're looking very fun. I'm excited.
I particularly find Great Fierce Bee funny, mostly because it's an adorable little bumblebee. It's a fierce bumblebee.
That's a good one. I'm a big fan of the
very angry
legendary
bumblebee.
bear. That turns other things into bears.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name.
Beorn.
I never read The Hobbit.
Yep.
I know the recap that we did that on our podcast. That's what I know of The Hobbit.
That's fair.
Yeah, we didn't really go over Beorn in that.
No, Beorn is kind of
you guys didn't even talk about the main guy, the most important character.
I mean,
turns things into bears.
I don't think Beorn's the most important.
As someone who hasn't read the book, I think you're wrong.
I was going to say Bard who's not actually a bard is probably a little bit more important than Beorn.
Probably. I do think some of the card designs we're getting here are very interesting. We got blue Galta in The Lord of the Eagles.
Yep.
7 generic, 2 blue for an 8/8 flash with flying. And the spell costs X less to cast, where X is the total power of creatures you control with flying. So, in a mono blue flyers deck, this is repeatedly a 2 mana 8/8 flyer.
Yeah, this guy might actually be good enough to go in my standard Aang Aven Interrupter deck as like a 2 of.
Oh, yeah.
And just a way to have a quicker clock on the board to kill people.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I can, with an Aang and an Aven Interrupter, it's like a 3 mana card, so gets there pretty quick.
Yep. I don't know. I think the biggest issue with The Hobbit I have is probably going to be getting product to open.
Yeah.
Yep, it usually is.
I think it's one of the exciting sets, and people are excited for it. And it's going to be hard to find actual product to purchase.
Also, the downside is I am absolutely loving like basically every single art for the box toppers. And I don't know if I want to do a full set of the box toppers, but they look so good.
They're gorgeous.
They look incredible. I'm trying to
I don't want to buy that many box toppers either.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
to
be fair,
buy singles.
if we look, I'll buy singles for the box toppers. With box toppers, though, if it goes the way of older sets, which kind of depends. It also, do we know if box toppers will show up just as box toppers, or will they be box toppers and also in collector boosters?
I would imagine they're also in collector boosters,
Because that's
but
usually how they do it. is they have box toppers, and then you can also get it in collector packs. So if it's that way, they'll be pretty reasonable. If it's just box toppers, the good ones will be expensive, and then most of the rest of them will be reasonable priced.
Yeah, because there's quite a few of them, like the Lost Covers of Ixalan, when they did kind of a similar thing. A lot of them were pretty cheap, and then the big hits were obviously big hits.
Exactly. And same thing with Zendikar, when we went back for the third time and did the Expeditions 2 as the box toppers. Most of those are really relatively cheap, aside from a couple different ones, but a lot of the Battlelands, the ones where you check and see if you have enough opponents, are about the same price as other versions of them.
It does look like I'm looking at the official Wizards article about collecting the Hobbit, and it does seem like box toppers are truly just box toppers. Like, you only get them for buying play boxes and collector boxes.
Interesting. Gotcha. So they'll make them a little bit more rare, but with how much the set's going to be opened, I don't think the less sought after ones are going to be crazy. The One Ring's probably going to be a pretty penny, but my girl Arwen, of whatever variety you want to get her in, whether you want to get the Weaver of Hope, the Mortal Queen, or Aragorn and Arwen Wed, all of those are probably going to be relatively cheap.
Yeah.
Probably.
I just want the book cover cards. Dude, they look so
good. Those are so cool. Those are going to be in collector packs.
I'll be devil's advocate and say I'm not a fan of them.
It depends on which one.
But I haven't read the books, so...
Well, I just love them because they really do capture that, like, old fantasy book covers that I love.
That's fair. I don't know. They just don't feel like Magic cards to me.
That's fair.
But a lot of things have not felt like Magic cards.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's a lot of stuff that ain't exactly
I'm not mad at
like
them
Magic
by
cards.
any means. Yeah, not mad at them at all. Like, I get it. And I'm happy for the people that like it. But personally, I don't like them.
Right. I'm just going to be a little sad when a buddy opens a really fancy Smaug, and then I'm like, all right, here's a massive stack of cards. Give me that dragon.
To trade for it.
For the golden
golden Smaug, yeah.
It looks so good.
Yeah, I already told the people at Pro Souls, I'm like, if you guys open one, I want it. I just can't give you money for it. I'll give you a giant stack of cards.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's any pre-sales going for it anywhere.
Probably not, maybe. I would assume that if we're going to see any pre-sales,
no listings,
it would be like the week of, when shops, like the week leading up to the pre-release, when shops have got their product and they're actively opening for their inventory. Right now, we're mostly just seeing the ambassador stuff and spoilers. So...
Yeah. Oh, dang. Pre-sale for Bard King of Dale is going for $30.
He's probably going to be like $5.
Oh, the woman... the queen lady.
The queen lady.
Oh, yes.
Bard's wife. Yeah. That card looks so good.
Dane.
That card looks cool.
Or
Dane.
Yeah, Belladonna.
I don't remember. Belladonna.
No, Belladonna is the Hobbit.
Yeah, she's the Hobbit. That looks pretty good.
The Queen of Dale.
The Queen of Dale.
That's who you're thinking
Queen of Dale, yeah. No, that card, very high.
Yes.
That card seems so cool.
Very cool.
I also think...
Great value piece.
Belladonna looks pretty good, too.
Yes.
Let me get back to her. She's, specifically because I'm have my Aerith deck that is the mono white Aerith, and Belladonna just slides into that basically perfectly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and she just kind of fits.
I think we talked about Queen of Dale last week.
A little bit.
She's the one that opponents cast non-creature spells, causing you to recruit. Belladonna Took is a 1 and a white for a legendary halfling citizen. Whenever a token you control enters, you gain 1 life if this is the first time this ability has resolved this turn. If it's the second time, draw a card. If it's the third time, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. So it's interesting. 3 tokens per turn is all you get, but for 3 tokens a turn, you can get 1 life, a card, and a counter on every creature you control, which is pretty good.
Yes, it is.
Guys, I hear the siren song in the distance.
The ice cream truck.
Is it coming back around?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can just hear it at the park, like 4 blocks down.
Oh no.
It's so sorry.
The siren song carries with the wind.
Yeah, the siren song.
Another upside.
Tie me to the mast.
Before we move on from Belladonna is She doesn't care about what type of token.
That's true.
Could be interesting to see for how strong she ends up being.
Yeah, could be
you
pretty
have to do
good.
3 separate instances of a token, though, which makes it a little bit tougher.
It is a little bit tougher.
Because, like, if you make 3 tokens, that's pretty
Yeah.
easy. But, like, making 3 tokens separately is maybe a little bit tougher.
No, it's whenever a token you control enters. So if you make 3 tokens at once, it triggers 3 times and you get all 3 options.
Well, retract everything I just said.
So,
Editor,
Editor,
make me look good.
Done. No, it's not. I'm leaving that in. Anyway.
It makes for some of the greatest moments. Random tangent on the editor. Take that out. I am
take that
I'm
out
a pretty big fan of the Creepcast podcast. It is done by Wendigoon and Meat Canyon, and they just read a creepy story every Sunday. And almost every episode, they have some kind of tangent that they go on to, and they're like, "Editor, cut this out," and it never gets cut out. It's always in, and it's fantastic.
Right. All right. Well, we are an advice show, and to make it up for everybody who was upset that we did not give more advice last week, we have a full slew of questions to answer this week for you, so don't you worry. We've got 3 great little discussion pieces, some questions, and some advice to give for each one of them. So what do you guys think? You ready to get started?
Let's do it.
Sure. Why not?
All right.
Why not to Pokemon?
It is, yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. This guy hates why not.
Alright, first question is from the r/EDH subreddit, as all of them are today, from username FrontAthlete6298. That is a default Reddit username, my friend. I'm so sorry. They ask, what is a deck you regret making? Tell me about a deck you got excited about, designed, got the cards together, and then instantly regretted making after your first match. After a long hiatus, I thought it would be a cool idea to make a wizard typal deck with Azami, Lady of Scrolls. I soon realized that you either have a tedious combo deck that nobody wants to play against, or a bunch of janky wizards that don't do too much if you take out the combos. For those of you at home who don't know, Azami, Lady of Scrolls is 2 and 3 blue for a 2/2 human wizard that just says tap a wizard you control, draw a card. So very simple commander, very easy to understand stuff, and in a mono blue wizards deck can be pretty interesting. So Nate, is there a deck that you just like regret putting together after like 1 or 2 games? You realize it's just not what you wanted to do?
As somebody who brews a lot, and my favorite part is brewing for Commander, I think that's part of the reason why I lean more on the casual end of things. Trying to think if there's any that kind of go on that. I'm gonna have to think for a second. I'm not having one pop to the top of my head.
That's alright. I can make Zack. Got any decks that you regretted making?
I'm looking at the ice cream truck, maybe. It's getting closer.
I can hear
Dude,
it.
I can hear it.
I can hear the
I
siren
can hear it.
song.
Zack, go get
The
it.
siren's call.
Zack,
It's
go get
here.
it. Go get it. Go.
I'm going.
Go.
Give me some time to think.
Yeah.
2 hours later.
I'm back, baby. Mission accomplished.
What'd you get?
SpongeBob has been
I
acquired.
got the SpongeBob ice cream.
How mutated is
Yes.
SpongeBob?
You gotta send
It's
us a photo
always
of how
mutated.
bad.
What are you talking
we
about?
need a photo of the mutated SpongeBob. They never look right.
Zack,
Ever.
Zack, can you
They're
take
always
can you
mutated.
take a selfie with it so we can get a photo
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
Instagram
yeah.
post for the episode
Let's.
this week?
we need it because the ice cream adventures are staying in the episode.
Yeah, we're not cutting any of this. Zack.
No.
It's going to be the highlight of the episode.
I can do that.
Perfect.
You gotta be, whatever the title is, featuring ice cream.
Well, it's gonna be ice cream and something else probably, but
The
I'll make it
Siren
work.
Song of Ice Cream or something along those lines.
There you go.
Right? Yeah. All right, but Zack, is there
Yeah.
is there a deck that you
Back to
regret
it then.
making?
There's quite a few decks I regret making. First of all, imagine I'm like the Kool-Aid man and I just bust through the wall, but it's Slicer. The Slicer deck and Slicer equivalents. We've talked about it before, but like every time you do your thing, it feels bad. Every time your opponents stop you, it feels bad. So,
Yeah.
like, every time you play, you just feel bad.
Voltron and Voltron adjacent strategies are very difficult to feel like you have a lot of agency over because your deck has one game plan, and if really when that game plan gets stopped, you kind of feel lost.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, like, either way, it just didn't feel good to play. But I'm like, and then it also had, like, Jeweled Lotus and Mana Crypt Ban, so it made it a little bit harder to get turn 1 Slicer out. So
sure.
It's just like, is it really worth keeping this deck around? Not really. And so I'm just like, what's the point? You know, that one just never felt good. Even when I won, didn't feel good. Because it was just, the game was so quick when you did your thing, and then that was it.
Yeah. What about you, Nate? Any decks that you've regretted building over the years?
There's a couple that I'm looking through my list of in the works commander decks. Some of them I've actually finished, and a couple that I really like the idea of, but didn't want to put the work into, or just found that there wasn't enough at the time, was Dr. Eggman and Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, yeah.
Like, at the time, there wasn't enough robots. You had vehicles, sure you had construct, but there wasn't very many robots, and so you had to fill in with a bunch of extra stuff. And then Shadow is a kill on sight looking guy, where people are like, I want to kill this guy as soon as he hits. And he reads scary, even though he's probably not the scariest commander at the deck. I played it in a pod against what's the little guy that gives all of your guys, not dash,
Haste.
The Junda mechanic, where you get him out. No, you get him out cheaper and you sack with the end of turn.
Oh, Blitz.
The Henzi mechanic.
Are you talking about Henzi?
Yeah. I thought it was Henzi. I should have gone with it.
Henzi Toolbox Tori.
Yeah, I was playing with a Henzi deck, and somebody was playing Rograk and the guy that lets you auto-equip stuff at the beginning of combat.
Akiri.
Yeah. So he was going...
Akiri.
Or is it? It's another core. It's the mono white core. But this one, he's played that, and he swung at me with Colossus Hammer on it the first turn, and I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, fine.
It's Ardennes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're good. And so I'm like, okay, cool. I don't think he's going to swing at me again, especially since I just played Descent into Avernus, so I'm trying to ramp everybody. Well, he decided to swing at me again. And then basically right after he took me out of the game, Henzi started building up, and he couldn't deal with Henzi at all, because guys like, I'm going to blitz in the Archon. Oh man, I'm doing real bad with names tonight. The mono black Archon that makes people sack a dude, discard a card, lose life.
Cruelty. Archon of Cruelty.
So he swung with that Archon at the guy, because he's like, well, you've got a menace guy that can two-shot people. I just saw you two-shot somebody. So he just kills that guy's creatures, and then the guy proceeds to lose the game after just taking me out because he decided to focus the wrong deck. So that's why I don't really like playing Shadow. Is too much of a target right off the bat.
Yeah. It is tough building those instantly targeted commanders, because it's just, you've either got to spend so much time defending your commander and trying to keep them alive, or let them die and work without it, at which point, why would you just not build a different commander, right?
Yeah.
So, it's tough. I think I have attempted several times to build, who is it? Regna and Krav, a black and white partner pairing from Battle Bond.
Yeah, they're from Battle Bond.
So it's Regna the Redeemer is 5 and a white, so 6 mana for a legendary angel 4/4, partner with Krav the Unredeemed. Flying at the beginning of each end step, if your team gained life this turn, create 2 1/1 white warrior creature tokens. Team refers to you and any other players on your team, such as an archenemy or two-headed giant. In strict commander, it really doesn't do anything. You can't say, hey, you're on my team now, so now I'm going to gain life. That's not how it works. Teammates are only a thing you get in specific formats. Krav, the Unredeemed, is a 4 and a black, so a 3/3 partner with Regna. Again, he's a demon. Pay a black, sacrifice X creatures, target player draws X cards, gains X life, and then you put that many counters on Krav. So sacrifice, 7 tokens, he becomes a 10/10, you gain 7 life and draw 7 cards. A very powerful sacrifice outlet.
Yep.
And with Regna there to fuel your tokens to sacrifice, it can be really good. The problem is, Regna is 6 mana and Krav is 5 mana, and it's black and white. Ramping in black and white just doesn't happen, really. It's so hard. And if you push too hard to try to ramp out Regnut and Krov, you also have to make sure you're putting in enough Aristocrats things. And believe it or not, you run out of room when you're trying to make a 5 and 6 mana commander work.
Yep.
So Regna and Krov have just disappointed me immensely because I really do just want them to work. And maybe I build it explicitly in a bracket 2 space and kind of say, hey, this is pretty straight up and down bracket 2. I'm not doing anything crazy. I just want to play my 5 and 6 mana commander and, play the game. So maybe I could still try that. But no, the deck I've probably regretted building the most was Alondo. Alondo the Seer is a nightmare of a deck where he has a very complicated ability.
It's crazy.
Yeah, let me read it out to the class here because it's long and does a lot. So, Alondo the Seer, 2, a green and a blue, which is your first warning, a legendary creature, human shaman. He's a 3/5. His entire text box is just one tap ability. Ready? Tap, draw a card, then exile a card from your hand and put a number of time counters on it equal to its mana value. It gains, quote, when the last time counter is removed from this card, if it's exiled, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. If you cast a creature spell this way, it gains haste until end of turn, end quote. Then remove a time counter from each other card you own in exile. So, what happens is, you tap him, you draw a card, you exile a 5-cost spell with 5 counters on him. Next turn, you tap him, you draw a card, you exile a 5-cost card, put 5 counters on it, and then take a counter off the other one, bringing it to 4. And over time, you just, you're tapping him to draw cards and reducing the number of things. So what you do is you just fill the deck full of untap effects. Suddenly you're drawing 5 to 7 cards a turn, casting 4 or 5 extra spells. And when I had built it, it became so convoluted and the turns took so long and were so complicated. I'm sure I played it wrong. And my opponents were so mad at me for taking so much time, they stopped paying attention and just started organizing a trade. Like, they were just like, hey, did you bring your trade binder in the middle of my turn? And just kept trading. And I'm like, you know what? Fair.
Yep.
That's totally understandable.
We're going to be here for a while.
Yeah, so I wasn't even mad, man. I was like, I get it. So Alando's probably the deck I regret the most. I've built it twice. Both times it has just turned into a nightmare. I shouldn't do it again. I'm always tempted to try it again and maybe make it work this time, turn it into a really gross bracket 3, bracket 4 kind of thing, but I don't know if I've got it in me, man. It's so evil. Just evil.
Just such a hard deck to do.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
Honorable mention, I brewed up an Ishin list. And Ishin is very good at what he does.
Yes.
Doubling attack triggers, pretty dang good. But without Ishin, deck's not as good. So
I'm sorry,
I
don't know Ishin, Two Heavens is One. I don't know that card. I only know Joshua Graham, Burned Man.
Touche.
Which
not
I
Lightning Lone Commando?
No, Joshua Graham, for sure. I have built the deck. Well, I need to put lands in it, but I have it in paper. My problem is I just never get times to play in paper, so I've just kind of had it on my desk forever.
We still need to eventually do the namesake game.
Oh, we do? Yeah. Honestly, we should just schedule that for this weekend. I'll ask Tristan.
Well, I don't know.
I'll give him more heads up. I was going to say maybe I'll just mention it and he can live tweet at us if he's available, but I'll probably give him more time than that.
I think you're the only one that actually has a deck put together for that.
I don't think I have a Moxfield list for it. I have some stuff in paper, but I don't think my Moxfield list is up yet.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You could put it in like 30 minutes. I'm not going to have a deck throw together in like 30 minutes. It's going to take me a little bit longer than that.
I got to brew mine.
Yeah.
Look, if I give you guys the warning now, you'll be ready by this weekend, right?
That's fair.
I could have something together. Whether it's good or not, that's an entirely different story. So, I mean, mine's a theft deck, so, I'm just going to be playing your deck anyway, so it's not going to matter too much.
Anyway, I think that's what we got for this person. Those are some of the decks we regret, and I think the common theme here is it turns into play patterns that just aren't fun for us. So I think it's just a lesson that, like, if you don't like playing a certain way, just don't play that way, right? Yeah. Commander is a wide and varied format. If you don't like it, don't do it, man. If you don't like, cards that board wipe, don't run board wipes. If you don't like dinosaurs, don't play dinosaurs. Don't build it because you think it'll be strong. Just don't do it. play the deck you want to play.
That is
All right.
Do you wear wigs? Have you worn wigs? Will you wear wigs? Maybe? Then come on down to Gil Wayne's Costume and Body Supply Company. At my new store, you can get all the body and costume supplies you need. We have body hats, thematic napkins, streamers, and of course, a variety of costumes for you and your family. Need to add a certain kind of pizzazz to your body? Hire one of our many entertainers. This month, we've got special characters like short guy with big hairy feet, old guy in a robe, and red angry flying lizard. Gil Wayne's Costume and Body Supply Company. Cheers to good times.
Our second question for the night comes once again from the EDH subreddit from my favorite username of the night, Jeff But Chinese.
Okay, yeah. That's a good name.
Jeff But Chinese asks, what is a, quote, achievement unlocked moment you've had in a game of Commander? So, not necessarily a win, but something special you were able to achieve in a game that you're proud of. For example, I actually killed a player with Hitagetsu's Second Right. I slotted it into my Valgavoth Harrower of Souls deck as a goof, and pulled it off the very first game I played with it. I got everyone pretty low, and was really running away with the game, so when I drew the card, I decided to focus all my attention on the player who would appreciate this play the most. I ended up losing because of it, but it was well worth it. So, for those of you who don't know what Hitagetsu's Second Right is, it's a really dumb card. It's 3 and a red for an instant. If target player has exactly 10 life, Hitagetsu's Second Right deals 10 damage to that player. That's it. If you're at 10, this card says you lose the game.
That's amazing. Well, so specifically, you have to be at 10 life for this to even do anything.
correct.
Yeah, and the rules around this is very tricky because it's like, it checks on resolution. So you can target somebody who doesn't yet have 10 life. Effects can resolve to bring them to 10, and then when the spell resolves and checks, if they're at 10, they die.
Also, if they target
That's
you and you're at
amazing.
10, and you can make yourself lose or gain a single point of life, you'll live.
Yes, it will completely nullify it. So this was put into the Duskmorn Black-Red Commander Valgavoth, the one that whenever an opponent loses life during their turn for the first time, you put a counter on Valgavoth and draw a card. So it's a very good spot for this jank of a card. Yeah, I love that. So we'll start with Zack this time. Do you have an achievement unlocked in a game of Commander that you're most proud of?
I have not been able to do a Hive Mind one with nothing yet, but one day I will do that. But I specifically was not me that unlocked this achievement. But we have a player at our local game store that plays Ral as a CDH deck, and he's never killed himself with a Ral trigger, like losing a flip, and it finally happened, and that felt like an achievement for everyone because that was so much fun.
Was
and
funny.
we're like, hey, it finally happened.
That game was so funny.
I feel so bad for that Ral player.
Don't.
50-50 flip. Yeah, don't feel bad. He's playing Ral.
He also was having a blast with it. Like, this guy is super chill.
Yeah,
he's fine.
It's so much fun. But yeah, no, he's never killed himself with a Ral trigger. He had 1 life, and he's like, we're doing it.
We're doing it.
This is it. This is the moment. It was like, specifically like the week before I had asked him if he'd ever killed himself with a Ral trigger, and then the next week we made it happen.
Yeah.
So
That's so
I'm trying
funny.
to remember what was... Oh, that's right. I had Talion out. I had Talion Kindly Lord out and named 2. So, kind of like wrecked his deck pretty hard.
yeah, I was just kind of stuck not being able to do much or die
Yep.
if he cast spells.
That's so rude.
Which Ral kind of wants to do.
Yep. That's why Talion's in the deck, because I want you to stop it.
Yeah,
Stop. Get some
I
help.
think my favorite achievement in a casual game of Commander was I built a Riku of 2 Reflections deck, which really simply is just a blue, green, and red commander that says if you do a thing, pay some extra mana and do it again. If it's a creature, you can pay a blue and a green and make a token copy of that creature. And if it's a instant or sorcery you cast, you can pay a blue and a red and copy it. So I created a deck where the entire goal was to cast unexpected results as many times as possible. This is not a good card. It's 2 a green and a blue for a sorcery that just says shuffle your library, then reveal the top card. If it's a non-land card, you can cast it without paying its mana cost. If it's a land card, put that land onto the field and then return unexpected results to its owner's hand. So the way I built the deck was I filled it full of copy effects and ways to, reduce my instants and sorceries. So I would cast unexpected results, copy it with Riku, then cast a spell that would copy that spell and copy the copy spell with Riku, and resolve about 7 unexpected results at once. And then it would go to my graveyard or my hand if I got really lucky. And then I'd use Eternal Witness effects, Regrowth effects to just try to do it again. It was a lot of fun, and my current record for most unexpected results casts in a single game is 11.
Nice.
So that was
like
pretty good. Yeah, in a game of
Feels like a
Commander,
lot.
where you're allowed one of every card, and this is a very unique card, casting that one spell 11 times was awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. And it's not like copying itself or like doing copy effects. You're actually just recasting the spell.
I might rework my Storm Force of Nature deck. Right now it's a Slime Against Humanity list, but I might rework it to just turn it into an unexpected results list where I'm just trying to copy unexpected results a boatload of times.
That would be pretty funny.
Nate, you have an achievement you're proud of?
So, funnily enough, mine is actually one that was pretty fun to pull off. When I was still playing VV for CEDH, I had a game where I mulliganed to 5, got turn 1 VV with Curiosity on it, and proceeded to just go off. Turn 2, I went and I think I drew like 12 cards on turn 2. And I'm about to pass turn, and I'm looking at the Gitrog deck, and I'm like, I don't know if I should let this happen. So I go ahead and play one of the 2 mana red extra turn spells, and I go to an extra turn, my turn 3, and then I win the game. So I win the game before anybody else has a second turn. Because I was also seat 1, so that was pretty much pretty good achievement unlock for me. Like winning the game before somebody gets to play their second land.
That's always a very good feeling.
So
Yep.
I love that. There's some great dumb things you can do in Magic that are just such fun little achievements. I'm looking at some other things that I've seen people do. One player controlled all 4 commanders during a single game.
That's pretty cool.
They played a deck that just Memnarch, which has an ability to just gain control of a creature, Empress Galena, which taps to gain control of a legendary creature, and so they just stole everyone's commanders.
That's pretty great.
That's amazing.
I did also have fun.
Just collect them all.
About a month ago, turn 0 during player 1's upkeep, resolving a vampiric tutor. That was a pretty fun achievement as well. Having fun with Gemstone. I'm like, before you even play your land for turn, I'm going to go ahead and tutor up a card to the top of my library. Thanks.
Right. This guy played a Fractured Identity on his own coveted jewel, and then stole all 3 of them back in a single turn.
Beautiful.
That's amazing. I love
So
Covenant
good.
Jewel as a card. It's so fun.
A achievement I'm still waiting to unlock is the main reason why I built Toph the first Metal Bender. I call it the F this guy in particular achievement, because the deck I built it because I wanted to abuse Aeon Engine, and I have not been able to abuse it to lock somebody out of the game yet. I have been able to abuse it to make it so I get a turn after everybody else's turn.
Okay, that's not bad.
So one day, I'll be able to F that guy in particular.
Today is not
that day yet.
All right, well, let's go ahead and head over to our final question of the day. So this comes once again from the EDH subreddit. Thank you guys over there for letting us harvest your questions for content. This one is from the Falling Flower Pot. So they ask...
That's a cute name.
It is kind of cute. It reminds me of... Oh, shoot. Actually, it might just be a Douglas Adams reference.
Oh, yeah?
Hitchhiker's Guide.
Oh, yeah.
The
everyone knows who
petunias.
Douglas Adams is.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah.
That movie. You ever watch it?
Yeah, I know that guy.
The flower
Yeah,
pot.
you remember the scene where the whale is falling from the sky?
No.
It's
Okay, they
okay.
get
There's a great
It's been a while
scene.
since I've
these
seen the
missiles
movie.
are flying at the spaceship, and then they light up the impossibility drive, and then the impossibility drive changes one missile into a whale and one into a flower pot.
Yeah, and the whale has a
okay.
lot of thoughts as it's heading towards the ground. It's like reaching consciousness, and it's like, wow, this is so weird. I don't know what's happening to me. This is cool. What was this word for everything rushing around me? I'm going to call it the wind. Hello, wind. What is this big thing coming up to meet me? It's a big round, ground. I'm going to call it ground. Hello, ground. And then it slams into the ground and dies. and then my favorite part is it says, meanwhile, the bowl of petunias only had a single thought, which was, oh no, not again.
Again?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean again?
Exactly.
And if you read the rest of the books in the series, it explains what happened. But just in the moment, it's so absurd. It's the funniest thing. Like, I love absurdist humor, where it's just like out of left field, did not see that coming. And so the idea of a whale gaining consciousness and learning all these new things about itself and then dying as it hits the ground, being, on the other side, there's just a flower pot going, not again. And it's so good.
Done this.
Anyway, the falling flower pot asks, what is your actually toxic magic trait? The post says, mine is, I can't stand building budget decks. There's a lot of focus online about building $50, $20, whatever decks. YouTube videos, podcasts, posts about it, all sorts of different aspects of building budget decks. I've tried to a couple times, and it always just feels stifling, especially if I actually own cards that could go in the deck, and I'm just intentionally choosing not to play them because of an imaginary restriction for myself of setting a deck budget. I build with a lot of other restrictions on my decks, usually no infinites or tutors, only commanders printed before precons, no universes beyond, keeping a balance of strategies, colors, and sets between my decks. I have Pauper, Commander, Pre-DH, which for those of you at home, Pre-DH or Pre-EDH is a community format using cards before the official introduction of Commander was created. So Commander was sort of created in 2011. You were only allowed to use cards before then.
So, like, no commander-specific cards.
Exactly,
that say or care about specifically commanders. Okay.
He also had
4 players. Yeah.
They also say they have a block constructed deck, Commander 95, and I don't know what that means. And I have decks in each of the 5 brackets. So I'm not afraid of diversity in my building, but I have never found the restriction of budget to be interesting to me. Play the cards you want to play, proxy all 100, I don't care. But why let some arbitrary, artificial scarcity limit driven by capitalistic greed define how you build a deck? Amen, Falling Flower Pot, on that last point. Absolutely don't let capitalistic greed define how you build. However, I do see the appeal about building budget decks. I kind of get where it's like, the way I've heard, I'm not like trying to say that your take is bad. That's fine. If you don't like budget decks, you don't like budget decks. That's okay. I'm just saying for the folks at home, people build budget decks usually because their own play group has gotten to a power creep point where one player who has more money is just building bigger and scarier decks than everyone else and nobody can stop them. Or all of them have created an arms race to the point where they're only playing off-meta CEDH, and they want to power down. And budget decks are an awesome way to power down.
I'm the whale falling next to the flower pot because I also do not like doing budget builds. I feel the exact same way as what the falling flower pot said, because I'm like, why would I not just play this card that's better than this one? Like, I struggle so hard to like power down my decks because I'm like, why would I do this when I could just do this, which is so much better?
Right.
And so I get you, Falling Flower Pot. I'm the whale next to you. I'm a lot more sentient, but I also have not done this twice.
Yes, I will say to kind of combat the arms race that people always find themselves in, I really, and maybe we'll do this if I move back to Idaho with you guys, I really want to do a Commander Boxing League
Hell yeah.
with a couple other people.
Dude, it's
That
fun.
would be fun.
Or doing some kind of limited thing. We did a pre-con tournament where you start off with the pre-con, whatever pre-con you brought, and then you got to add 2 packs to it every week.
That could be fun too.
So
I just like the idea of... Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, a Commander Boxing League is just everybody picks a box of a certain set, usually a standard legal set, and everybody buys one box. It can all be the same box, it can all be different boxes, up to you. Everybody buys a box, you rip open the box, and you build a commander deck using only what was in the box. You are not allowed to use any cards outside of what was in your box. So it's very interesting, very cool. So I would love to try it out. I would love to do it just sounds so fun, you know, to rip open a bunch of packs of a set and throw something together with some friends and just see how it pans out, you know? And often with these boxing leagues, it's like every week everyone gets to add 6 packs of a different set. They can open them up, use those packs, and add them in. And then you play for about 2 months, and you kind of figure out where you want to go from there.
yeah.
Didn't they announce that with Edge of Eternities?
Yes.
They actually Wizards
format?
tried to do an official sort of boxing league a couple times.
What? Yeah.
I don't know if it's ever gone anywhere, but I know Wizards does sort of they support it.
It
right?
sure didn't go anywhere with Edge because they didn't give stores enough Edge.
Yeah,
They edged the
there weren't
stores
as
with
many
Edge.
legendary creatures to make a commander deck around.
Yeah.
Universe and Beyond be a lot easier of a commander boxing league than a regular set. Probably.
We did one at Pro Souls, and it was a little frustrating because one of the options was Spider-Man. So we ended up with 2 players playing Cosmic Spider-Man as their commander because it's just
who could have seen that
so
coming?
good. And I'm like, okay, if I do a boxing league, it's going to be like, we're going to have a discussion beforehand where it's like, okay, do we have a commander in the set like Cosmic Spider-Man? Do we need to have a
5-color soup
band as commander in this? I'd prefer not to. So I'd prefer to be like, hey, let's not do those.
Because if you do an Avatar box, you're just going to do Avatar Aang.
If you get
right?
him.
If you pull Avatar Aang.
But also...
Because you have all 5 colors, so you can have the most variety, but same as with Superior Spider-Man.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It just makes sense to run that one.
Right.
Yeah, I think it would be good to just sit down with a group of people you want to do it at the store you want to do it at, and look at their available boxes and say, here's what's available. Is there any set that you don't want to go up against, right? Everyone can say, can we keep Spider-Man out? You know, maybe the Hobbit ends up being way too strong for a boxing league, so they say, can we keep the Hobbit out? Right? We'll allow Duskmorn, and we'll allow Bloomburrow, and we'll allow, Lorwyn, but a couple of the other sets are out.
I almost did Final Fantasy because I could have got my hands on a box for $150, and then it probably would have been about $20 to ship it to me. So I almost did that, but I would have had to get it from New York and had it shipped to me here. So that was
New York City.
That was a little bit out of the thing. Yeah. So I just went with Thunder Junction because it had the most options for different cool commanders, and then also had some heaters you could get in the bonus cards.
Yeah, I will say I struggle. My toxic trait is I love Storm. I love really finicky long turns that just turn into me playing solitaire and all the interesting interactions, and I'm sitting there tinkering this engine to get it going a little bit faster, and everybody else is sitting there bored out of their minds, probably playing Mario Kart, and I'm just still playing my little turn. I love doing that. I'm sorry. I love it. It's so good. I also love watching the light leave people's eyes when I flip over a counter spell in response to something big they're about to do. It's awesome. It's so fun.
That is one of the feelings of all time, is when you counter someone's super hyped spell and it's just you can see their eyes just, oh no.
Yeah.
Playing a game with Tyam, and they tried to Cyclonic Rift my board away, and I managed to activate Tyam, revealed Aven Interrupter, which when it enters, exiles a spell and plots it. in response to them trying to wipe my board, I flip over the Aven Interrupter, basically counter the Cyclonic Rift, and then I won the game anyway.
And then
that was amazing.
Yeah, and then later they can go, okay, well, if it lasted later, they can pay 2 to cast it again, but only Baby Rift.
Yep, they cannot overload it. Oh, so good.
So good.
Nate, what's your toxic trait?
I think we know at this point what my toxic trait is. I like the crazy big board states. I like the crazy, like, what's even going on his board situations. Because I just like having my Rube Goldberg machine set up and having the little ball go throughout the machine and making it all work.
Can I make a suggestion of what I think your toxic trait is?
Okay.
And I'll state for the record, I think it's a fun thing you do. I think it's cute. But the fact that you refuse to use actual Magic tokens
no.
and instead use cards from other trading card games,
true.
like all my Firefly trading cards are my constructs. And then I have my My Little Pony cards, and these are treasures.
Yep.
And then I have these
I have British
from
Justice.
Digimon, and those are something else.
I have British Justice from the very short-lived Pirates of the Caribbean card game that is literally like a gold treasure token in the background of the art that I use as my treasure most of the time, or a treasure card that I got when I went to Disney World last year that just says treasure on it.
You know what you need? I'm surprised you don't have any cards from Redemption yet.
It's true. I haven't made it out to Underhill Games to get some redemption packs. So
you got it, man. You got to go pick
pull
up
my
some
boy
redemption
JC,
packs.
dude.
You pull my boy JC in the foil, signed by the actual
By JC himself.
Yeah. You pull that, you're good. You're done. Yeah,
I'm actually more
you're
concerned about
retiring.
how you got it signed by the original JC himself. I would like to know
signed in blood.
Oh no, I just wanted to know when he got back because I didn't notice, and maybe that's on me.
It was 3 days. 3 days after he died, he came back.
Oh, and he just never left.
You had to be there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Time machine.
Yeah.
Time machine.
We got to get you some redemption cards for sure.
For real. Although I do need to rotate some out. I found that I'm not using as many as I have before. Also, I am trying to make sure I have some like dry erase markers with me, because most of the time people can track it, and if they ask, I'll tell them. It's fine. Also, with certain decks, I'll have the tokens, and then I'll use mine behind the real tokens now for some decks.
Yeah.
But
so like the initial one is the actual token, and then everything behind it is what that is, but just represented differently.
Yeah. But no, I latched onto that rule from Wizards of the Coast that says you can use whatever as a token, and I've ran with it like ever since. I have a deck box.
You've taken that rule so far.
But one of the things that people love, whenever I sit down at a table, is the Animal Crossing cards for seeing who goes first. If people see me sometimes sit down, they're like, Animal Crossing cards. And if I'm like, let's roll dice, they're like, you don't have your Animal Crossing cards? And they get sad. So
yeah, that's fair.
True. It's just a characteristic of you.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess that could be considered a toxic trait, is refusing to use actual Magic the Gathering tokens for my tokens.
Yeah.
I have had people
I've thought of another one. I have a lot of problems with me. I love Stax too.
I was also going to say that as well. It's like, I like a good Stax deck. I enjoy a good Stax game.
I don't even mind being under Stax myself, right? If somebody else is playing it and I'm under the Stax, I don't mind it, you know? It's how the game is. But I love, again, maybe it's just back to that feeling of watching the light leave people's eyes. I just love sitting there and playing a card and knowing it shuts down everything they wanted to do. And I just get to play the game for a while the way I want to play, and you don't get to play the game at all. I think more people need to play Stax. I do. I think more people need to look into Stax effects that don't bother you, like elf decks running Collector Oof, you know, instant and sorcery decks running Curse Totem, or artifact decks running Grafdigger's Cage. I think more decks need to do that. If you can fit the card in to where it both benefits you and hurts your opponent, do it, man.
I do think, though, it could be nice to have the Stax effects that also do something else. Like, for CDH in particular, Vexing Bauble. Vexing Bauble is a great example of what I'm thinking of, because it is a Stax piece that you can also get rid of yourself and draw a card. So Soul Guide Lantern is another one where you can exile a card to graveyard when it enters. You could exile everybody's graveyard, or draw a card if you really need.
Yes. play versatile Stax pieces with purpose. You know, if you have a human deck, Drannith Magistrate's a human, so it'll get bonuses from the rest of your deck and, you know, help lock your opponents down. If you're playing like Mono Blue Urza or another way to make artifacts useful no matter what they're doing, then Winter Orb, Stasis Orb, or Static Orb, Vexing Bauble, Grafdigger's Cage, Cursed Totem, all of those can be very helpful because if they're artifacts, they're already giving you a boost. So I know that makes me a horrible person and the kind of person that nobody wants to play against. I don't care.
I mean, you play Alondo the Seer, so we already knew that, Josh.
Exactly.
We already knew you weren't a good person.
I think the key with this is also just having some variety in what you play. If you like Stax, play Stax.
Yeah.
Don't play Stax every game. Well, you can play Stax.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
yeah.
I am totally fine getting Stax
everything
out
in moderation.
Wrecked, but if it's every single game, that's when we're going to have some issues. Like,
yeah, I think that Stax in moderation can go into any deck, but if you are going to have a dedicated lockout deck, get consent. Don't play a deck like Lavinia with Knowledge Pool, which creates a game where nobody can cast any spells. Don't do that in a pod that's not aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
But absolutely, you can just throw Drannith Magistrate into a deck and not tell people. I don't think that's a bad thing to do.
People should
I
be
think
running
Archon of Emeria is also a good Stax piece that you should be playing, because it hits non-basic lands, so it's punishing the people who don't play basics, and then it also is just one spell per turn.
Yeah.
Plus it's a flying body. So.
It's true.
Pretty good.
It's true.
I
don't know what I was supposed to. I don't know what I was saying. I don't know what I was going to say earlier. So just skip it. The train of thought is gone.
It went choo choo.
It happens. It's okay.
Just like the ice cream truck, it is gone.
But at least you got ice cream from the ice cream truck, you know.
That's true. That's true.
Old refrigerator taking up space? Need that pile of bags removed from the side of your house? Got an old car that you need taken away? Well then you're in luck because we'll pay you for your old trash. Clunkers, broken down appliances. Here at Bellows Trash Collection Services, we take old appliances, literal actual garbage, beaten up cars, landscaping debris, recyclables, and anything else in between. Using our proprietary system, we get the garbage to literally walk off your property. Once we've collected your garbage and processed it, we send you a check in the mail. It's that easy. So what are you waiting for? Go to www.bellowstrashcollection.com to get started today.
All right. Well, I think that'll do it for the questions for us this week. So let's go ahead and move on to the end step here, where we're going to talk about some out-of-the-game stuff and just some other news that we're excited for. I'm going to kick things off.
Me first.
Oh, never mind. Wow. Okay, no, please, Zach. I talk too much anyway. Go, Zach, go.
Watch the Odyssey.
Oh,
it's pretty good.
Me too.
It's pretty
We
good.
were also talking about that during your ice cream run.
good.
We both have watched the Odyssey as well.
Yeah.
Dude, it was good. That was a good movie. I kept wanting it to be Epic the Musical, but it wasn't, and that's okay. But
except for the bow scene.
Yeah, except for the bow scene.
You can't convince me the bow scene. So the Odyssey, the music behind it was very well done. I think it was very cool. But there was a scene in the movie where it's kind of told that Odysseus likes to sort of strum his bow before he hunts because he thinks it gives his prey a fair chance, right? And there's a point where he does it, and it uses like the background music plays 3 notes building up to it, and then uses his bow strumming as the 4th intense note. And those 4 notes sound very, very similar to the main refrain in Epic the Musical's "I'm Just a Man."
Yeah.
So you can't tell me it wasn't on purpose.
I actually missed that in
numb.
theaters because the Edwards in Boise, I went to see it on Wednesday, and they had some seats that were next to like wheelchair spots, and they're like, if somebody needs a wheelchair, they'll kick you out. And then I was looking at tickets before I went in, and a ticket on like the 4th row randomly went back up for sale, so I'm like, done. But the movie started late, and it's at a Regal Cinema. At least in our area, they're notorious for not actually starting the movie till like 30 minutes after they say the start time is. And so I had to get up towards the end and kind of stand by the door and potentially leave early to go to my job. So I was kind of like watching the clock, watching the movie at the same time. So I missed that note strum in there when I was in theater.
It was really cool. I will say I watched a lot of movies this weekend. Just kind of happened to be my weekend was watching a lot of movies I haven't seen before. It was not my favorite of the weekend. I can understand that it was a big undertaking. I really respect the commitment to practical effects, not CGI, in every scene, including the Cersei scene, which will give me nightmares to no end. If you're not a fan of body horror, don't, like, when the Cersei scene happens, walk out. Just walk out, dude, and come back in about 30 minutes. It's rough for body horror people.
Give it 5 minutes and you're
fine
to come back in. Quick. The second half of the Cersei scene is okay. Like, that part's not near as body horror-y, but the first half,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that part was crazy.
The first half was really good. And then the dead soldiers coming up from under the ground.
That was sick.
Because they were
literally
buried.
That was my favorite scene
they were
from the whole
literally
movie.
buried.
That was very cool.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
So many.
How do you feel about?
Parts. And then
how do you feel about some of the acting for it?
I think there's some people that were a lot better than others, but
yes,
I don't know. I think overall, I liked how little like God interference was actually a thing. Like it felt like it could
it was
easily
mostly,
be
like,
all in
bad luck.
Odysseus' head of like, oh, this is just your trauma manifesting this way,
and there's
because you're doing an Odyssey,
right? And like, aside from the dead soldiers part and the Cersei part, there's basically like zero magic.
And the Cyclops. Yeah, like the Cyclops is obviously not a real thing in normal human culture, but like actual like magic. I'm like, there's almost none. There's really not much.
There's basically none. Yeah. I think most of the actors did a good job. I was happy with most everybody's performance. I will say, not to address the controversy, but for everyone mad that Lupita Nyong'o played Helen of Troy, which, by the way, she did fantastically in that role.
Also, gorgeous woman, very much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, Helen is supposed to be literally her whole defining factor is gorgeous human. Like, she did that fantastic.
No.
So
for everybody who's mad that she wasn't historically accurate and wasn't really Greek, I'm sorry, you think Matt Damon is Greek? The dude from Boston?
Tom Holland?
Tom Holland? Well, he has curly hair at least.
Yeah, my thing with it is, like, knowing most of the cast leading up to her being announced as Helen, I'm like, yeah, this isn't anywhere trying to be faithfully accurate to, like, the actual, like, demographics at the time place this would have been.
Yeah, every...
Yeah.
The big names are not going to be accurate to the ethnicities of the time in the story.
Well,
but
basically
they're there
was.
because... Yeah, but they're there because they are big names that draw our attention and are meant to be pillars in this story. So, like, Anne Hathaway did an amazing job.
Killed it.
I was actually really happy with Tom Holland's performance. I think he did pretty good too. But Robert Pattinson continues to impress me in every movie I've seen him in. Like, no matter what, that dude can play whatever character you throw at him. He's just an astounding actor. Who has really given himself such a wide realm.
If you have not seen Mickey 17, the movie is so good.
I want to see it.
I heard that was
so
incredible
bad.
for his performance.
Do you know where it's playing?
Yeah, he did such a good job in that movie. It should be streaming on most things.
Okay,
right now.
I'll have to see if I can find it. Cause
very, very fun movie.
I love that director's.
And then also The Lighthouse.
Okay, I haven't seen The Lighthouse either, but
if you haven't watched The Lighthouse, that's also fantastic. Robert Pattinson.
Yeah,
like crazy good.
I love the director that directed Mickey 17, if I'm remembering right. I'm pretty sure he's done a lot of kind of weird movies, and just like the movies that he's done have been ones that are kind of odd, kind of out there, but I've always liked how they end up turning out. Yeah, I agree. Ba Joon-ho.
But yeah, Odyssey, very, very good.
Bong Joon-ho.
Very, very good.
I liked the Odyssey, but I think I saw a lot of movies this weekend. And I think there were some that I will put above the Odyssey. Because while the Odyssey was visually incredible, it wasn't my favorite interpretation of the Odyssey story.
That's true.
While it was visually entertaining and very cool, I wasn't a fan of the overarching theme and like the moral of the story that he gave it, right?
Yeah.
Like it was a good one, but I just wasn't a fan of that take. I still think my favorite take on Odyssey is Epic the Musical,
Agreed.
where the moral of that story is what
Agreed.
will a man do to go home, right? What
Yeah.
what atrocities might he commit to return to what he loves, right? I think I like that take way more. But I watched a lot of movies this weekend, so I will list them to you as the other things I watched. I also watched Hades Town, the Pro Shot. For those of you who don't know, Hades Town is a musical based in 1920s sort of Industrial Revolution, Great Depression era Americana, and it is a adapted version of the story of Orpheus and Eurydice. Wow,
Okay.
I blanked on the name there for a second. It's very good. Very good. It's leaving... by the time you're hearing this, it has already left theaters, which is kind of sad, but it was very good. I'm sure it will hit streaming soon. It actually had the second best Pro Shot theater run of all time so far. The only Pro Shot to beat Hades Town was Hamilton.
That's fair.
If you like sort of jazzier vocals and tight harmonies and a really, really ripping trombone player, please go listen to Hades Town. It is fantastic.
You like jazz.
After we watched Hades Town, I then went over to a friend's house and we watched the new Avatar Aang, The Last Airbender movie.
I have still yet to see that.
Story-wise, okay, right? I just really... What really sold it for me was it was an incredibly well animated, and it really did feel like the writing and the script felt very close to home with what the original show had. I felt like the dynamics between the gang were still there. It was very good. And then I think that's it as far as like new movies go. I watched a couple other random movies that I hadn't seen yet that were also really good.
Sorry, to be fair with the Avatar, as a writer, how are you going to even create a bad guy to fight the gang?
It's true.
Right? Like you have the Last Airbender, who is the Avatar.
Uh-huh.
You have the best waterbender to exist ever, the best earthbender to exist ever, Sokka, and then Fire Lord Zuko. That team is stacked. Like who's going to beat that?
You have the four greatest benders of their bending types, respectively. Plus, one of them is the actual literal Avatar, and the only dude in the group who can't bend is a brilliant tactician and master at combat.
So,
what normal bending bad guy is going to fight that? What are you going to do against gods?
So Aang, canonically, was the youngest airbending master in history until he got beat out by his granddaughter. Like Jinora...
Oh, that's true.
It became the youngest later. I think it was season 2 or 3 of Avatar.
I think that was mostly because of the spirit realm connection that she had, right?
That was like...
Yeah, that's what really...
That was her... I think that was like her extra thing. Because airbending mastering, you have to come up with... You have to be a master of so many things. And one thing you can do is make a new technique. And if you can... that can be recognized as a new technique, then it helps get you there.
Yeah,
so
because that's what it was like. Master 35 airbending techniques or something, and Aang mastered 34. Plus, he invented the air scooters, so that qualified him. Yeah. The Avatar world is so cool. It's so deep. I'm very excited.
All right, we got to cut out this whole. We got to cut out this whole conversation right now because we're not going to have enough time to talk about your other things, the board game that you want to talk about.
Oh, it's true.
That's fine. We'll keep this short because this
we got to cut this off. We got to cut this off.
We don't have to make this a big thing. I noticed on, I think it was Instagram somewhere, that there is a Kickstarter going live soon by the guys over at Brotherwise Games who do the board games for Brandon Sanderson's novels, all of the Cosmere stuff, everything he does. They do the games for. So they launched a new Kickstarter, or they're going to launch a new Kickstarter soon, for a board game called War for Roshar. It is going to be set in the Stormlight Archive planet There's a point in those 5 books where kind of the entire world gets caught up in a war, and you are going to be dropped in at that moment where the different factions are fighting. Direct from the page, it says War for Roshar is an epic asymmetric strategy game in the tradition of Star Wars Rebellion and War of the Ring. The Honor player will command the Coalition, recruiting Knights Radiant to fight a desperate battle against the relentless armies of Odium's forces. You'll begin with 2 leaders that determine your starting deck, then gain cards over the course of the game that unlock new armies, allies, and surge-binding powers. So, they will be launching this sometime in the fall, so very soon. But I love big strategy games like this, and asymmetric strategy games have a special place in my heart because of one I had growing up that was called, and I kid you not, it was called Fortress America. It was made in 1980, and you could tell that they were really optimistic about the future because they said, in 1980, they said, the future is like 2003, the world invades America, and they have to defend themselves, right? Very American propaganda board game, but it was still kind of fun. But the units they have in the game, there's like hover tanks and jets with like lasers and laser turrets, and it's just the weirdest thing. The way the game works is the America player controls most of the board and just kind of deploys units where they can to defend against the eastern, western, and southern borders of the US against invaders. And so that's kind of what an asymmetric strategy game is it's not like Risk, where everyone has the same everything and is kind of on an equal playing field for the start of the game. Different factions will start differently, have different units, and so it's not quite even, but it's meant to be as balanced as possible. So, if you've ever played Root as well, I think Root is a good comparison point here. It's not as detailed as a strategy game as some of the other examples, but Root is a really fun game where you can play as one of 4 woodland factions in this forest, each with their own unique sort of goals and combat and resource gathering techniques. There's like these cats, there's an army of birds, there's like, you can play as a single raccoon running around the forest, and then you can also play as basically everybody else who's fed up with all the war going on and is starting their own rebellion. I'm excited for this board game.
That sounds pretty cool.
It looks really cool. I have already clicked to be notified when it goes live to kind of look into it. Depending on budget for Christmas this year, which is already really tight considering I am going to Nexus or Dragon and Steel Con, whatever. I may or may not have money for this, but I would really like to, because it says that it's going to be, an asymmetric game can be very well done with 2 players. So if this is something I can get my wife to get into, it would be awesome.
A notable thing with these, a lot of Brandon Sanderson stuff in particular, is very few of his things actually end up being Kickstarter exclusive, like completely exclusive.
True.
There is some things, but if it's popular, he has been known to continue it going. One of the things of note is he has these really lovely Mistborn-inspired bookends. These metal bookends he did for the Brandon Sanderson Kickstarter thing, and he actually recently just restocked them for a sale he did with stuff. So, if you're listening, you like board games, but you're like Josh and go, I might not have money for it, don't worry. You'll be able to get it later. Maybe not the Kickstarter version.
It'll show up again. All right. Well, I think that'll do it for us this week. We want to thank you all for listening to us and listening to our rambles. We did get to some questions. We did find some advice to give for some people who are struggling over on the EDH subreddit. But if you want your questions answered, and I know you do, because speaking from experience, listening to a podcast that you love and hearing them answer a question or talk about a scenario that you sent in, it is awesome to hear. So, to have that experience for yourself, to have us answer one of your questions, go ahead and email us that question at manabonded@gmail.com. We'll take questions such as deck advice or, what creature type should I build if I want to play like this. We also love to talk about the social situations in Magic and what we can do better to walk our way through some of the complicated things that happen in this game that we love.
Absolutely.
If you find yourself bopping your head to the beautiful music can find the music from Steve Brown at stevebrownsongs.com.
Yeah, and if you love the art that you see on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening to this at, you can actually get some art like it commissioned yourself from Shadow Eclipex. His links will be in the description below.
Absolutely. We have a link tree which will point you to all of our social media channels, including YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, BlueSky, and more. We ask that you, if you've enjoyed what you've listened to, please leave us a review on the app that you're listening to, and a few more you're not, such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, Audible, a bunch of other ones that exist. Just leave us a review, leave us just a 5-star review on the app you're listening. Leave us a comment on your toxic traits that you have, and please be sure to follow us on all of our short form content as well. We are posting more and more there each week, so be sure that you are there to follow along and don't miss a thing. That'll do it for us this week, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye. Bye-bye.
To turn the tide back over to
Josh.
What?
Josh, I have bad news. I accidentally hit spacebar and it stopped my recording.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
So I restarted it.
Oh boy.
It's okay. You'll figure it out. You're smart.
Well, quick, let's do another synchronized.
Resync.
I certainly think. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. I was gonna say, I think that Stax. You know, I'm leaving all of this in, right?
Oh, absolute. Well, you know,
No.
running up to probably cutting out our talk right now and maybe having it as a blooper, but
Yeah, this will probably be a blooper, but I'm absolutely leaving in all of Zack's ice cream adventure.
yeah, no, that's gonna be gold. It's absolute gold.
You'd think they'd come around apartment complexes more, but
Yeah.
I just never see them.
Well, you go around.
We had a
apartment
taco
complex.
truck come by a while ago, but
Oh man, that'd
I
be
never
so
went.
great. I've been seeing a lot of videos on TikTok and other places where party buses will put horns on them and they'll play different songs and they just have a button that starts the song. And I was sitting there thinking, and I was like, okay, what would be a cool song for Epic the Musical if they ever had like a tour bus? I don't know why they'd have a tour bus, but if they had one. And I was talking to my sister, and she's like, "Full Speed Ahead," and I'm like, "I don't know why I didn't think of that. It's like the perfect song."
Full Speed Ahead is good. I was thinking the Sirens song, especially for like if they're like handing out stuff, like an ice cream truck kind of deal. That would be good.
Or not the get in the water, but the you know, so like, come on,
Yeah,
I will take the suffering from you song.
that's the
Editing note. This is the break between the two ads.